Hi, friends. All right, welcome to part 2, where I walk you through how to access tutor.com and how to access the Library Writing Center through Carrington. Disclaimer, this is not your course, okay? I had to log in as myself, as a student, and go through my courses so I could show you through the eyes of a student how to access tutor and the library, okay? So just don't pay attention to the course shells. These are my course shells for my program. All right, so from your course shells, so to access tutor, I'm going to start from the beginning, okay? You're going to log into your course shell, okay? So for you, it would be MBC 101. Everything else is going to be the same. So you're going to look on the left side, your drop down menu here. If you don't see this menu, click the 3 lines on the top there, okay? And then look for tutoring. Select tutoring. This is how you get to tutor.com. You do not go to the website. So don't do a search browser and go type in tutor.com. You have to access tutor directly from Canvas, okay? So now we can see that this is great, right? So this is your landing page for tutor. It's going to have your name, right? And it's going to say, hey, let's get started. So where do we start? So once you have your rough draft prepared and you're looking for feedback, okay, here's what you would do. You're going to come up here and you're going to hover your mouse, okay, over, or hover your cursor over drop off your work. There's only one option, and it's writing review. Submit your document for a 12-hour review. What does that mean? That means it could take the tutors up to 12 hours to provide feedback. It really depends on how high the volume of requests are. Sometimes I submit my papers and I get feedback in 2 to 3 hours. There has been times where it has taken up to 12 hours for me to receive feedback on my writing assignment, okay? So that means don't submit on Sunday at 10 o'clock at night, expecting to get your feedback in time to submit it for grading um, without being late on that assignment. So early is the key. You've got to get to this writing assignment, start working on it early, and get it submitted for feedback early, okay? And feedback is what it is, right? I think that the most important thing I want to stress to you guys is you need that feedback so you know how to progress, okay? So if it's been a while, or maybe it's your first time writing a paper, I suggest also to take advantage early, okay? Take advantage of actually scheduling a session with a writing tutor, okay? For support, and get some those foundation tips, okay? So I'm also going to walk you through how to schedule a session as well, okay? But again, early is key. You've got to be proactive in this assignment. So let's say you're ready. Let's say you're ready to drop off your work. You would select writing review. It's going to say, it's easy, just complete the form below. Let us know what your tutors are working on and submit the document. All right, so campus will be, you can choose online. Oops. Topic, you only have one choice. It's drop off essay review. What is the topic of your paper? That's going to be whatever your disease research was on. So let's say tendinitis, right? Okay. Where are you at in the writing process? Be honest with yourself, right? Do you think it needs a lot of work? Do you think you're on track? Or you think it's perfect? All right, whatever that is. I'm going to choose, I think it needs a lot of work. And then the tutor is going to, or the template, okay, is going to ask you to check up to 2 additional areas from the list below that you would like them to focus on. So you could start by properly supporting your argument. Sentence construction. You can only pick 2 at a time. And by the way, guys, you can submit your paper as many times as you want. You are not restricted to one feedback only. If you get feedback, make some corrections based off of that feedback, keep on submitting it. I will say this, I typically submit my papers a minimum of 3 times before, up to that point where I'm ready to submit my final draft for grading, a minimum. I usually start off with selecting, I think it needs a lot of work. I want to get some honest, real eyes on my paper, right? And then as I work through any of the feedback and suggestions and revisions, then I submit it again and I get another set of eyes on it and get some more feedback, right? And then again, the tighter I get my paper, the more close I get to that expected, that desired outcome, right? Then I can start, working on those finishing little touches. All right. Please describe your assignment and any instructions you received. So your instructions are going to be in that week 1 course project assignment. The instructions are listed there. So it was a 3-page, oops, where am I at? There it is. 3-page research paper on tendinitis. Okay. I know I'm not spelling that right. There it is. Okay, 3-page research paper on tendinitis. Great. Citation format. Citation format will be APA. APA. All right. Then you would select attach file, and then you will select choose file. Keep in mind, it has to be a Word document. It cannot be a PDF, okay? They can't read PDFs. They can't make comments. They can't edit and make comments to your paper. It has to be in a Word document form, which is why I recommend just use the APA template and you can't go wrong. And make sure you're saving it as a Word document. Don't save it as a PDF either. It has to be a Word document. Select choose file. Then you're going to find your file. I think I have a sample paper somewhere here. Let's see. Sample student paper. All right, I'll just use this one. All right. And so now you would hit submit. Okay. Now I'm not going to submit this paper, but I'm going to show you what's going to happen after you submit. So after you submit your paper, it will say, let's see here, it will be listed as an upcoming session. So right now I don't have any upcoming sessions, right? But if once you submit your paper, it will become an upcoming session until it has been reviewed by a tutor. Now, once it's been reviewed, this is what you're going to see on your tutor page. The documents you submitted for review is available for pickup. Please visit your completed sessions page. Don't leave this page. You're just going to come over to my account and you're going to select completed sessions. Okay. Oh, this is great. So I'm actually going to show you from a past submission that I made to tutor. Okay. I'm going to show you what you need to share with me, what needs to come back for grading in addition to a copy of your rough draft. So in your completed sessions, you're going to have 3 hyperlinks. One says essay feedback, one says original document, and one says reviewed document. I'm going to show you the differences between essay feedback and reviewed document. Okay. What do you need to submit for grading? You need to submit your essay feedback and your original rough draft document. Okay. Select essay feedback. When you select essay feedback, this is what it's going to look like. Okay. You're going to see it's either going to be color coded, not applicable, beginning, developing, accomplished, or exemplary. And it's also going to give, so Let's see what I asked. Pre-session details. I wrote, I think I'm on track, but ready for feedback. Okay. And then I asked the tutor to focus on sentence variety and clarity and properly supporting my argument. Okay, great. So that's what the focus was on. All right. And then to download this so you can upload it into your assignment, you're going to select download as PDF. When you select this, okay, you're going to, so I'm on a desktop computer. It may look different for you, right? You save things and to your iPad, it might be different, or you might save this to your iCloud, right? Or your OneDrive. So the key here also is save your documents and date them, okay? That way you know exactly the most current version of your assignment that you're going to upload. So I'm going to click save, and then it gives me an option as to how I want to save it, right? So I'm going to save mine as, rough draft feedback. And then I'm going to put today's the 3rd. So I'm going to put 4/3. All right. And then I'm just going to save that. Now I know the most current version of that rough draft and that feedback, right? Because you might submit a couple of times. All right. So now let me show you what the review document looks like. And I think this is pretty cool. I use this when I'm making my corrections on my original paper. I'm using the review draft and I'm going section by section. So let me show you what that looks like. So when you click review document, it's going to download for you. And this is what I think is pretty cool here. You can see on my paper that there's all these little comments on the side, right? Oh, for example, here, it's questioning my font. It says this font is different than the rest of your paper. Okay, so that would be something I would want to go back in and edit and check on. Why? Because APA template papers it should be in Times New Roman 12-point font. Okay. It's giving me tips that I need to indent all my paragraphs, even after a heading. All right, just little things. Here it tells me to end with a period, don't have an extra space. Let's see here. Type out the word and. This one says, I think this is 2 sentences. Where should your punctuation go? So anyways, this is what I'm looking at. And then I'm looking at my original document and I'm making those edits based off of these comments. So really cool and really helpful. All right. And then again, let's see here. You can submit, you can make revisions based off of those suggestions, and you can resubmit it as many times as you want. Okay. And that is how you drop off your work and get your feedback. All right. So I also said that I was going to walk you through how to also schedule a session with a tutor. All right. So we have writing tutors. You can select schedule a session. There it goes. And it says work with a tutor on your schedule. Browse tutor availability by subject and find a time to connect with an expert you choose. So I'm going to drop down all subjects here, and I'm going to look for writing. Let's see. There we go. Writing, live writing help. And I'm going to click that. And then you have options. You can go next available, highest rated, number of reviews. So here's Rebecca. Rebecca is online now. Sweet. So she can support you just getting those fundamentals, right? Learning how to develop that rough draft wherever you're at, right? Wherever you're at in that journey towards writing papers. This guy is also, Robert's online right now. Awesome. Corey's next available is on April 5th. April 5th. So again, sometimes you'll get lucky and they're on live right now and ready to support. And sometimes you're going to have to schedule. So again, being proactive, getting in these assignments early really is key. Okay. All right. And yes, I was going to talk about the Library Writing Center. All right. So and again, the layout is the same. So look on the far left-hand side of your menu where you've got dashboard, courses, calendar, inbox, and look at the very bottom where there's a little question mark. That's help in library. Okay. And then, boy, this thing's running slow. Come on. There it goes. Okay. And then I'm going to select library resources. Okay. And here's where this is the Carrington Library landing page. And you'll see here there's a tab that says Writing Papers at Carrington. Awesome. So the landing page is where you can search for peer-reviewed articles, medical journal articles, research papers on your particular topic. So I'm going to use that tendinitis again. And I'm just going to type in tendinitis treatment. So I'm walking you through also how to search your library. So let's just write in tendinitis treatments. All right, just throwing it out there. I'm going to hit search. I'm just going to sign in. Okay. It's thinking. All right. You can also filter it by time. So you can just have papers or, publications over the past 5 years, 12 months, source type. Oh, here's one. Outcome following local injection of a liquid amnion allograft, equine. That's for horses. Here's one for calcific tendinitis of the rotator cuff. All right, and then you can read, you have options of how you want to access that document or that journal or article. I like to just view it online. This is also about horses. Okay, so probably going to have to do some more specific filters to make sure you're filtering out anything related to animals and these same diseases. All right, but that's just a little quick trip into how to search for documents, peer-reviewed articles, medical journals, etc. through your library. Now, let's get back to the Writing Center. Okay, so that's how to search for articles in the library. And now let's go to Writing Papers at Carrington. Now, I actually added a lot of these tools and resources and videos directly into your course project rough draft assignment. But where did I get all that information? Where can you go to learn even more? Right here, Writing Center at Carrington, okay? There's your APA template. There's the APA style guide. How to set up your title and references page. And again, these videos right here are the same videos that I added to your course project, okay? Or the rough draft assignment. In-text citation checklist, reference examples, etc. This matters, okay? This paper must be written in APA format. Take your time, learn about APA, learn about citations, plagiarism, reference formatting, etc. A quality paper takes time to develop, okay? And I say that as a student. I'm working on 2 papers right now. Right now, I'm just in my graphics organizer outline phase, right? Next week, I'll be developing my rough drafts, actually right along with you guys in week 3. All right. And I think that sums it up. If you have any extra bonus questions for me, please reach out, email me, Teams chat me. I'm happy to support. All right, that is it. Have a great week and have fun writing your paper. Have fun researching and exploring, learning new things.